Hey, welcome back, Knife Nerds and Everyday Care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker here, and coming at you with another knife review here. Oh, I don't know sure if you've been following around or following the channel lately, but had a doctor's appointment the other day, yesterday, and I am still have to be off my foot for another 3 weeks or so. I got to go up to Calgary in the kind of middle late to July and see my doctor face to face, and he's gonna see what's going on and see if I can end up walking again. So a little bit of bad news, but what can you do? Also, apologize. Usually I like to kind of get my videos here on Monday, Tuesday, and then take a break on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday. But you know what? My daughter is getting married on Saturday, and it has been some crazy stuff going on here. I got a million things to do. Now, she had planned a big wedding, but with the COVID-19, that had to kind of go away. So she's having just a small ceremony here with the parents, and then we're going to have a small gathering in her backyard of just some very close friends and family. I think we're going to be I think we're going to be 15 or so. So that falls within the limits. But there's still a million things to do because Papa here has to pick up and cook a roast and supply the chairs and the barbecue and all that stuff. But you know what? When your baby girl's getting married, you got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to throw this video up here today, and I'm going to see if I can get another one for Friday. And then we'll take it from there. So that's why I do apologize for this as being a little bit late here on a Wednesday. So what I want to show you here is a big ass flipper. I guess that's what the technical name is for it. It's called big ass flipper. And I'm not sure if you hawk-eyed knife aficionados can see that this is not the factory. I've done a few things to this, and I want to do a little bit more. So this is a Kizer knife. It is the Kizer KI4437, designed by Klecker, who is a farmer marine and knife maker, and I guess he likes big ass flippers because he designed a really nice big ass flipper. So we have got, let's go with a little bit of size comparison here. I thought if we're going to have a big ass flipper, we'll have a big ass knife to go along with it. And here we've got the Endura right beside it. So, and I love this Endura with the ZDP 189 and this thin blade. It is a slicing machine. And then just to kind of round it off here, we'll put that down a little bit. We have got the Dragonfly 2. So that gives you an idea of the size of this bugger. She's a fairly big knife, coming in at 9.25 inches long, so sub 10 inches, but still it's a big knife. All right, let's kind of put that off to the side. That gives you the obligatory size comparison with my two ZDP 189 knives. ZDP 189, great steel. Anyways, all right. So 9.25 inches total length. We got a blade length of 3.7 inches, and it is quite a thick, about 1.25 inches too as well. So it is a fairly deep knife too as well. And you'll see that it's got the bi-grind here too as well. So you've got a really thick reinforced tip to do some puncturing, because this is a tactical knife. And then of course you've got this design here, this flattened here to do your cutting, stuff like that. So you can do your feather sticking, your slicing. It's almost like a high hollow grind, and you'll not sure it won't be able to be picked up on the camera. But if you take your fingers and you run it this way, you can see that you've got some thickness. It tapers down to about here, and then it kind of thickens up a little bit more again right at the edge. So really, it's quite an ingenious design. So what that's going to do is that's going to give you some wicked slicing capabilities, as well as your very edge strength is going to be increased with that little bit of thickness that's flared out. All right, so now the blade thickness here is 4 millimeters, and it's made of S35 VN steel, which is an absolutely great steel. Helped designed with Chris Reeve. He was using the S30V steel, and he decided that he wanted something with a little bit more toughness in it. So they helped the CPM design the CPM S35 VN, which gives you more corrosion resistance, a little bit more edge holding ability, but a bit more toughness. So that's where he kind of came up with that idea. Closed length is 5.5 inches long, so it is a fairly big knife. And I've, like I said in the past, I've got some really big hands, and this knife fits me really, really well. It's a comfortable knife. A little bit on the heavy side at 7.8 ounces. It's not something you're going to want to wear inside your sweatpants because you'll be having the old saggy ass. And yeah, so nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see 6'3", 270-pound white guy with saggy saggy sweatpants. All right, so 58 to 60 HRC. And it is a nice clip point blade. Now, I've done a little bit of stuff to this blade because the orange was a very, very striking orange. So I put some dye on there and then I kind of sanded it off a little bit. I think I might end up sanding some more grooves to this too as well, just to give it a little bit more contoured look. And I wanted to kind of distress this hardware a little bit. It just seemed it needed to be a little bit more rugged tough. So, I'm going to probably clean these up a little bit more here. And the other thing that I did is I started to polish this blade here too as well. And I'm not completely done. By the time I'm finished with this, it will not look like a Kizer KI alphabet. It'll look like a Big Canucker customized special. Now, the other thing here too as well is it is only tip down carry. As you can see here, there was the spots. It is left and right. But it's only tip down, and that couple of things. It drove me crazy to have a tip down. I like tip up. I'm sure it's not the end of the world. So what I had planned on doing is I'm going to have some friends of mine are going to design me a little clip, and we're going to put a couple of screws in here, and we're going to make that a deep carry clip, deep carry tip up clip for me. I've got a clip that's kind of picked out that it's going to work perfectly. I'm just going to have my buddies out at Tabor. They're going to machine it for me. They're going to pop a couple of holes in there. They're going to tap them and then a couple of screws, and she's going to be a deep carry thing too as well. And the other thing here too as well, so it's G10 over top of titanium liners, and they're not milled out. Which is where I think they could have saved quite a bit of weight. At 7.8 ounces, this is a tough, heavy, big-ass flipper, and it's comfortable. That clip, even though it was also tip down, it also had a flat side on one side and it had a jagged edge on the other. And I like things that look symmetrical. And that clip drove me crazy. Not only did it look goofy with the jagged edge on the one side and the smooth on the other, it tore the hell out of my pants. So I took that clip off and just threw this in my pocket when I did carry it, and I had a nice big lanyard with it to yank it out. That's the only way that I'm going to carry this knife. And it is, it's comfortable. It's a really good knife to take camping with me because you can, even though you're not supposed to with the folders, you can do a little bit of batoning with this. You'll want to just kind of baton like that. You don't want to baton with your lock engaged. And there he is. Sorry, it is a thick liner lock. And these are nice, thick titanium liners, so you don't have to be afraid with this knife letting you down. It is a well overbuilt tactical blade. It's just not something that I'm going to probably carry every single day. And I'm going to probably give this knife as it came from the factory, I'm going to give this knife probably a 5 out of 10. What's going to hit it for me is the tip down carry, only not having the tip up carry. The other thing that I dislike is I disliked the fact that clip had the jagged edges to it. And I apologize, guys, I don't have the clip with me here. I actually had my buddies out at Tabor try to take the jagged edge off on the one side and just kind of grind it down. I just didn't like the way it was looking afterwards, so I ended up just turfing the titanium clip. And I've gone clipless, so they are designing me a nice little clip for it, and we're going to do that. But yeah, the weight here also as well at 7.8 ounces, it could have definitely used some milling out on the inside just to lighten it up quite a bit. I know you don't want to have knives that are, little dainty things, but also, like I said, if you want to be able to use this in different pairs of pants, you don't want to have that front saggy pocket, then you want to definitely carry under 5-ounce knives. All right, so let's use a clip point, bi-directional, bi-grind with the flipper tab. It's got lots of weight to it. It's an overbuilt knife, 4mm thick blade stock. It is fun to play with, and it is fun to take out to camping and do some feather sticking with it. And it cuts some cardboard boxes really, really well. You wouldn't think with a 4mm blade, but that high hollow ground does a really, really good job. And you know what? Once I get this thing completely done, I think I will show you guys what it looks like. It'll be a big Klecker custom. When I'm done, I'm going to get the old Dremel out. I'm going to do some grinding on it. So that is my knife for the day. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. If you like what you saw, please give me the thumbs up and the subscribe. Remember, please stay safe out there. Listen to the experts. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Klecker saying adios.